And my whole team was counting on me to make a good response video. My wife and my kid were counting on me to make a good response video, and I failed. I didn't make a good video.
Recently, Billy Carson sat down with Dr. Amen, and they had a conversation about a lot of different things, from Billy's past trauma to the death threats and everything that's going on after the Wes Huff debate, as well as the Wes Huff debate and how he feels personally about that situation. And so with that, guys, in today's video, we're going to take a look and see what Billy Carson has to say about the Wes Huff debate and how he feels about this debate, as well as we're going to turn to some scriptures that really tie in all of this. And so with that, let's see what Billy Carson has to say about the Wes Huff debate.
I went through a situation recently where I felt kind of ambushed. I didn't feel like it was a situation that was properly set up for me to appear in. I didn't show up as my best self. I was sick. I had just gotten over pneumonia. I was in pneumonia state still. I was still in the healing process. I had just gotten released from the hospital. I had a near-death experience. And I felt like someone took advantage of me and took advantage of the situation. And they put me in a situation where I was very uncomfortable, I wasn't sharp, and I wasn't my best. And in that situation, I felt manipulated, and I felt like someone had really betrayed me, someone who I thought was a good friend, somebody I trusted, that I trusted my kids around in their house. And his kid would come to my house. My son and his son are best friends. And for that to happen, it really upset me. I felt ambushed. I wasn't given a full scope of what was going on. A person that was to be on that had been watching a lot of my content over the years and made a lot of videos going against some of my personal spiritual beliefs, which is okay. It's fine. There's nothing against that. But the person that invited me over knew all about that. They knew that this person pretty much had it in for me.
All right, so what you're going to hear a lot of when Billy Carson talks about this debate is that he feels attacked. He feels ambushed. He feels that the person who set this up was setting him up. He feels that I wasn't at 100% health. I was at a near-death experience with pneumonia, and I was still recovering from that. He's going to echo this a lot. But at the end of the day, guys, what Billy Carson needs to do is just own this and say, hey, listen, my facts that I was trying to give out were fact-checked, and what I was saying is just not biblically accurate. What I am saying does not actually hold weight to truth. That's what Billy Carson needs to admit, but he's not willing to kind of make that confession. He's not willing to humble himself and say, I was wrong. In this debate, I failed. No, instead, he's playing this victim card. Now, I will say this, guys, when it comes to the death threats, when it comes to the racial remarks towards Billy Carson, that's just blatantly unacceptable. And nobody should be encouraging that, and nobody should be standing with that. In fact, we should all be speaking against that because nobody deserves that.
So it just didn't go over too well. The video was up for a couple of days.
How far after the podcast is this that you posted the video?
This probably was maybe 3 or 4 days after it went out. This whole process took over a month before it actually was online. It was agreed that this wasn't supposed to even come out, and then a small amount of it came out, and I said, I'll just let it slide, whatever. He's making some kind of weird video about why he couldn't release his video. I said, okay, whatever. But then the full one came out. Then he took it down. We contacted his wife. She was very upset because his wife and my wife are really good friends, like almost best friends. They're born on the same day. And she was very upset. He took it down, but then he gave it to somebody else to release. And that person gave it to somebody else and and then it made mainstream. It was like all viral. It was everywhere. And so then I got really upset, and I made that video, and my whole team was counting on me to make a good response video. My wife and my kid were counting on me to make a good response video, and I failed. I didn't make a good video.
Did they see it before it went out?
It was live.
Oh,
It was live.
Guys, we're seeing a very humanized Billy Carson here. It's very easy to look at an individual and see them on social media, see them on their platforms, on podcasts and interviews, and not humanize them. But we're seeing a humanized version of Billy Carson here that is getting vulnerable, that is seeing, hey, I did make a mistake. He is admitting to the mistake of going live and making a live video, reacting to the situation when the Wes Huff and Billy Carson debate got launched onto YouTube for millions to see. So he does admit here and say, I should not have reacted the way I did, but I did. And my family, my friends, everybody was, rooting for me to make a reaction video, and I just didn't make one that was good. And what I said shouldn't have been said. So we're seeing a very humanized version of Billy Carson here, and it should cause our hearts to hurt as well to see this. And we should be praying for Billy, but let's continue to let him flesh this out.
Yeah. So, in hindsight, I would have done a pre-recorded, and had it looked at, but I went live on YouTube, and and I was pretty upset.
When you're just coming out of being sick,
Yeah.
not thinking at your best, and highly charged,
Yeah.
generally your brain's not going to make the best forward-thinking decision.
Yeah.
Because you're in a fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And you're in a fight mode because you
Yeah.
feel betrayed.
Yeah, I was really feeling attacked. So, we took the video down, but by then, obviously, everybody already copied it and made clips out of it and edited it in ways that made it look even worse than what it really was, to make it sound like I was being more general to the world, not just to the people that had attacked me. And the fact that the people that were using this content and putting it out really had skewed a lot of the truth and made some statements I don't personally feel were accurate.
And, watching all of this situation with the Wes Huff and Billy Carson debate and just seeing Billy and where he's at, it did make me think of a few passages that I want to end this video with. And that is found in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2, where it says, when pride comes, then comes shame. But with the humble is wisdom. Guys, at the end of the day, Billy is getting humbled here. And we see in Matthew chapter 23, verse 12, and whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. That's exactly what happened between Billy and Wes. Billy was exalting himself, and he's been humbled heavily. Wes was coming at this very humble, and now he's been exalted. And lastly, I did want to end this with a certain Bible verse that I really think kind of reminds us as Christians how we should be and who we should be imitators of, no matter if we agree with this situation or disagree. In Ephesians chapter 5, verses 1 to 2, it says, therefore be imitators of God as dear children, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and given himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling aroma. Guys, we need to be imitators of God. We need to walk in love towards individuals. We need to be praying for Billy Carson. We don't need to be racist and hateful towards him and threatening towards him. So let's check our own hearts in all of this. Let's not laugh at the face of Billy Carson for falling and failing at this debate, but let's pray for his soul. If you guys would like, tomorrow I'm coming out with my video reacting to Wes Huff, letting us know details that actually went down behind the scenes that Billy is not being too truthful about. And you can actually watch that video right over here.